For decades, graduating classes at Shenandoah Valley Academy have departed campus, leaving behind a class gift. The class of 1982 would be no different. When they arrived as freshmen in the fall of 1978, the entrance to SVA was marked by a simple wood sign that noted the year SVA came about. That sign was located very near the location of the home of Charles Zirkle. According to Richard Harris, author of Divine Destiny, it was at his home that Charles watched from his deathbed as his inheritance, about 42 acres, was staked out. That land would become the home of Shenandoah Valley Academy. The class of 1982 gift, a brick sign for the school, would replace the wood sign at the same location marking the spot of the Charles Zirkle home. One of our SVA teachers at the time, Mr. Clarence Williams, is the one who built the sign. I had the opportunity in April of 2021 to talk to Mr. Williams about the sign.
So, Mr. Williams, just want to thank you for taking just a moment to share a few thoughts with me. First thing I wanted to ask you, though, is when were you at SVA? What years did you teach at SVA?
I came in 64. I taught from 64, the fall of 64, till the spring of 99, 35 years.
Well, I want to ask you about the brick sign, the school sign at SVA that's on campus. Can you tell me about your involvement in that sign?
Okay. When the class was trying to decide what to do, Mr. J came and asked me what I thought would be a good gift, and so we went over different things. And I said, well, they don't have a sign there yet, and so I says, we sat down. I says, let's develop a little sketch here of what you would like. I says, and I'll build your sign then while you guys go on your trip, and so when you come back, you'll have a sign.
So you built it. You laid the brick. You laid the brick on the sign for us while we were away on class trip. That would have been May of '82.
Yes, I made the foundation and everything.
So you dug the footings, the foundation, laid the brick.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and it didn't take very long. You did it while we were gone for 3 or 4 days.
No, I got it done by the time you got back.
Okay. What about the lettering on it? Did you have that lettering to put that on right away, or did that come later?
No, that came later.
Okay. So you're a bricklayer also. How's this come about that you're a bricklayer too?
Well, I had learned the trade by helping in Wisconsin before I went away to college. I worked for a mason, and I tended for him, and when I went to EMC then, which is Andrews now, I took a class in masonry with Smith. Then when I would go home in the summertime, instead of tending, I got to start to lay in block and brick. Okay. And that's how I got my start.
Okay.
So I started helping to build fireplaces and brick houses and stuff like that, and so I could do it myself.
Okay. So that was very helpful to our class. So our class gift makes it sound like we paid for it. Did we pay for that? How'd that work out?
Well, you paid for all the materials. I gave you free labor.
Oh, okay. So we didn't have all the funds required, but anyway. So let me just say right now, thank you for doing that for us. Appreciate that.
You're very welcome.
Well, I think that's all I wanted to ask you about the sign. Is there anything else you remember or want to share about that?
No, other than I enjoyed it and I had interest in it because my daughter Jolene was in the same class. So I told Mr. Johnson I was happy to do it.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that very much. It's a good-looking sign even today. So thank you for just sharing a few minutes with me about the sign, and I appreciate you doing that for us.
Well, you're very, very welcome. I enjoyed it very much.
Not everyone was able to attend our class trip at Nasoka Pines. One of our classmates who remained on campus was Kevin Lester. Kevin recalls working with Mr. Williams on the sign that week in May of 1982. The sign remained the same until 2006 when it underwent a significant change. Bill Osborne, who worked in the maintenance department at SVA since 1989, recalled how the change came about. He shared that the lettering on the sign was difficult to maintain because it would easily break away from the brick. The school sign was a popular location to take class photos, and invariably, this would take its toll on the letters. And eventually, SVA decided to make a change to the sign. In the summer of 2006, SVA contacted Ole Melkerson to assist. Ole owned his own steel business and had previously done different steel projects around campus. I talked to Ole recently and learned that he designed, manufactured, and installed the steel lettering on the brick sign that we see today. Another change would come in the summer of 2012 when the lettering was painted white to improve visibility. Earlier that year, in April 2012, our class of '82 was on campus for our 30th reunion. Leading up to that weekend, several from the class donated funds and their time to organize improvements to the sign. Tulips were planted, lighting for the sign was improved, and a plaque was added to the sign noting that the brick was our class gift. I want to thank Mr. Williams, thank our class sponsors, Mr. J, Mrs. Lears, our principal at the time, Mr. Bottomer, for their part in making our class gift possible. And thank you also to the family and friends who donated back in 1982 and since then to keep the sign useful to SVA and all who visit where shines the big Virginia sun. I want to close by sharing a few images of our class at the sign in 2012 when the 1982 plaque was added. Okay, we're out on campus here, Sabbath afternoon, in front of our class gift. There's Lisa. Hi, Lisa. Oh, here's the sign. Class took up some funds to raise some funds to improve the lighting and do some landscaping out here. Hey Dale, how's the sign looking, man? You happy with this?
The sign looks good.
Hey, I need a picture with Dale and Colt over here by this. Hey Colt, I need a picture of you and Dale by that sign.
This is class 82. Can you see it?